You're on the verge of collapse, and you might not even realize it. Seneca warns us, nothing is more destructive than the constant rush toward emptiness. That's exactly what burnout does. It pushes us to our limits while we believe we're still in control. Today, we're going to uncover how burnout seeps into our modern lives, and more importantly, how you can use Stoic philosophy to combat this invisible enemy and regain control over your well-being. Could your relentless pursuit of results be harming your mental health? What can you do to stop it before it's too late? Imagine this scene. You wake up with a heavy feeling in your chest, but you push on. Your calendar is packed, demands keep pouring in, and it starts to feel like no matter how hard you work, it's never enough. At first, it's just mild fatigue. You think it's just another busy day and that tomorrow will be different. But it won't. Day after day, your body sends warning signals: disrupted sleep, back pain, unexplained irritability, and yet you ignore it. After all, who has time to rest with so much to do? This is the silent trap of burnout. It doesn't appear overnight. It builds slowly, day by day, until you find yourself exhausted, unmotivated, and emotionally drained. Studies show that burnout affects over 60% of people at some point in their professional lives. And the scariest part, most only realize it when they're already on the edge. In Stoic philosophy, balance and control are fundamental principles. As Epictetus taught us, it's not what happens to us, but how we respond to it. Burnout pulls us away from that balance. It turns us into automatic machines, constantly reacting, constantly rushing, without ever pausing to reflect if the path we're on makes sense. Now consider this. When was the last time you truly paused? Not to check off a task or reply to an email, but to assess if the life you're leading aligns with what you really want. Are you on the right path, or are you just moving too fast, with no clear direction? Burnout isn't just about overworking. It's about the illusion that if we just do a little more, we'll find peace, success, or satisfaction. It's this endless race that destroys us from within. Every email answered at 11 p.m., and every weekend sacrificed for work, every extra meeting we accept, all of it feeds the cycle and the harshest truth. Deep down, we know that none of this will make us feel complete. The most dangerous trap of burnout is how subtly it progresses. It starts with feeling that we need to stay constantly busy, that rest is a luxury we can't afford. And then, without realizing it, we switch to autopilot. Each completed task brings a small reward, but then there's another and another. The cycle continues, and your energy drains while your to-do list only grows. In today's world, we're bombarded with the idea that being busy equals success. We're led to believe that if we're not working all the time, we're falling behind. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, what we do today echoes in eternity. The question is, what are we echoing? Overwork without purpose, physical and emotional depletion? If we keep this up, what will be left of us? Another major danger is perfectionism, the need for everything to be flawless, for us to never fail. But at its core, this pursuit of perfection is a silent poison. No matter how hard we try, it always feels like it's never enough. And this is where burnout thrives, on our constant sense of inadequacy, even when we're giving our best. As Epictetus taught us, be strict with yourself, but don't let it destroy you. Now reflect on this. How far are you willing to sacrifice your well-being to meet external expectations? Is the success you're chasing truly worth the price you're paying with your mental and physical health? Now that we understand how burnout can take over our lives without us noticing, let's explore how Stoic philosophy can help us regain balance, avoid exhaustion, and live more consciously. The good news is that there is a way out, and it's closer than we think. Step 1. The power of saying no. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control. Epictetus reminds us, it's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. This applies perfectly to burnout. Often, exhaustion comes because we accept more than we can handle. And the simplest, yet hardest, solution is to say no. Say no to one more meeting, to commitments that add no value to your life, and to task overload. When you say no, you're actually saying yes to your well-being. For example, if you find yourself accepting a new task without thinking, stop and ask yourself, does this really align with my boundaries and priorities? Learning to say no can be the first step to avoiding burnout. Step 2. Live in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius taught, the perfection of life is in doing what you have in hand with all your heart. Often, we're doing one thing while already thinking about the next task. This constant race toward the future is a major factor in burnout. The Stoic practice of living in the present, focusing completely on the task in front of you without worrying about what's next, is one of the most powerful tools against burnout. The next time you catch yourself thinking about what's coming next, bring your attention back to now, to what's in your hands. This helps relieve the pressure and brings more clarity. Step 3. Set clear boundaries. Seneca reminds us, life is like a play. It's not its length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. In today's world, we're encouraged to always say yes. More commitments, more work, more responsibilities. But without clear boundaries, we become prisoners of an endless agenda. The Stoic solution here is simple. Set boundaries. Establish working hours, rest times, and periods of total disconnection. For instance, if you notice you're working late every night, set a fixed time to stop and disconnect. And above all, respect these limits as if your life depended on it, because in fact, it does. Step 4. Accept that you can't control everything. Often, burnout arises from the need for control. We want everything under our responsibility, ensuring everything goes perfectly. But as the Stoics always taught, not everything is under our control. Epictetus reminds us, some things are within our control, others are not. The key is to focus only on what you can control. Your attitude, your decisions, your energy. The rest, let it flow. When you embrace this acceptance, the weight of the world begins to lift from your shoulders. The next time you feel overwhelmed by something you can't change, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go and focus on what you can do now. Step 5. Reflect daily. Seneca said, nothing except time is truly ours. An essential practice to avoid burnout is to develop the habit of daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to think, how did I spend my time today? Did I do what really matters? This practice not only helps to recognize burnout patterns before they worsen, but also to redefine your priorities. For instance, before going to bed, reflect on your day and ask yourself, am I dedicating my time to what truly matters, or am I just filling my agenda? With this constant reflection, you adjust your priorities and find more balance. Step 6. Take care of your body and mind. Lastly, but no less important, remember that mind and body are deeply connected. The Stoics taught us to value health in all its forms. This means getting enough rest, eating well, and exercising regularly. If you're feeling mentally exhausted, also pay attention to how you're caring for your body. Establish a proper sleep routine and make sure you're looking after your physical health, as it's essential to keep your mind strong and resilient to stress. Today, we've uncovered the trap of burnout, this silent exhaustion that slowly consumes us as we try to keep up with the fast pace of modern life. But as we've seen, you don't have to be a prisoner of this cycle. Stoic wisdom shows us there's a way to avoid this collapse, and more than that, to live with more balance, focus, and purpose. Remember, you have the power to control your actions and, most importantly, how you respond to external pressures. By applying the solutions we discussed, confidently saying no, living in the present, setting clear boundaries and accepting what's outside your control, you'll begin to transform your life step by step. These aren't just philosophical theories. They are practices you can put into action right now. Imagine how different your life could be. Imagine waking up without the feeling of weight, without the anxiety of an endless to-do list. Imagine living your day with clarity, knowing you're focused on what truly matters. This is possible, and Stoicism is the path to getting there. Seneca warns us that time is our most precious resource, yet we often let it slip through our fingers in endless stress and distractions. But what if, starting today, you reclaimed that time? What if, instead of running on autopilot, you chose to live with purpose? The choice is in your hands. Apply just one of the Stoic lessons we covered today. Set a boundary, focus on the present, or release what's beyond your control, and feel the difference it makes. Balance isn't a distant goal. It's a decision you can make right now. If you've made it this far, you've already taken the first step toward a more balanced and conscious life. Now, it's time to act. Turn off notifications, set work limits, and start reflecting daily on how you use your time. Leave a comment below, sharing how you plan to apply these solutions in your life and what you're already starting to change. I'd love to hear about your experiences and progress. And of course, subscribe to the Stoic Solutions Now channel to continue your Stoic journey with us. Here, we discuss how Stoic wisdom can transform your modern life, from stress management to emotional control. Let's transform how we live and face burnout together. Share this video with someone who also needs these solutions. And more importantly, keep practicing the Stoic lessons. Now is the time to act. Are you ready to take back control of your life?